Right, and
Don't
we're
talk-
live.
You
Don't
want
tell
to
Is it
us
only
now?
sweeter because
Don't
it's
tell-
your
no, don't tell
birthday?
us.
No,
We're
let's
gonna
talk
ask
it
the
out.
audience.
What is
Yeah.
birthday cake flavor?
And what makes it different from vanilla?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Other than sprinkles, the flavor. What makes the
Mhm.
flavor different? There's still no one watching, so we're gonna have to ask again.
They'll catch up, I assume.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Assumption.
I have a good answer from salon.com. The history of artificial birthday cake flavor.
Don't tell us.
Oh,
won't.
so it is its own like artificial flavor.
It is a flavor.
birthday
like,
cake.
Yes, that is a totally different flavor than vanilla.
Okay.
All right.
Is it
Okay.
like vanilla bean, where it's like vanilla but with more depth of flavor?
Or is it
Kind of,
hazelnut? Or it's
kind
French
of.
vanilla?
Because French vanilla. Do you want to hear it?
Not yet. Not yet.
Because the exact opposite of not opposite, but the comparison it offers is between French vanilla and birthday
Mhm.
cake flavor. And they're like, these
Oh.
are the differences between these two flavors.
Interesting.
All right, everyone. Now that we have more viewers, what is the difference between vanilla and birthday cake flavor?
Or
what
do you think there is one? Is it perceptible to you? Tell us.
and what do you think the notes are that are different? Katie's saying there is a difference. Katie has the answer. We don't
I
know
have the
answer
internet.
yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make
Honestly,
some guesses.
I reject the internet in this moment.
In this moment?
In this moment.
Only this moment.
Only this
The internet has
moment.
rejected me many times. I will not forget the Jeff lag of our Lidditz apartment. But this moment, I
But it
reject
gave us
missed
the
that
term
apartment.
Jeff lag, which is so good.
Mhm.
Okay,
Jeff
Josh
Flag
said.
is like
Oh, maybe he didn't hear when I said that. So
Mhm.
not textural. We're not talking textual. We're talking flavor differences.
flavor. Because again, like the French vanilla
Ooh,
is just
Debbie.
hazelnut and vanilla.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So there's got to be something else. Like I don't know if it's not toffee nut because that's too nutty. I
Mhm.
think that there's like an
But
extra
I do
little
love toffee
like.
nut flavor things.
Well, that's because
Are
it
you
makes it
reading?
feel like salted. If you do a mocha and caramel and toffee nut, it tastes like a salted caramel.
Mhm.
Mhm. All right. Joseph also says more sugary. Is that
sugary.
it?
Are you ready?
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, from
Go ahead.
salon.com, where all the great things are. Where
Mhm.
French vanilla has an eggy quality, birthday cake can have a stronger, more powdery vanilla sugar flavor, an almost artificial almond or cherry-like quality on the palate.
Huh.
So yes, it is a more
So like it's so
nuanced
sweet
vanilla.
it's tart.
Interesting.
So it's like so sweet it's almost tart.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got
Hmm.
It's like it's so hot
Okay.
it's actually cold.
Mhm.
Or it's
You're
so cold
yes,
it's actually
and you're also no. Yeah.
In
yes and you know.
and
Up and you're down.
simultaneously out.
And well out. Yeah.
Mhm.
what about
This is just it's a Katy Perry song waiting to happen.
Wow. All right. Great. Almond and sweet and cherry.
Mhm.
I'm not sure.
And now
about
we
sweet.
know. Also, philosophical question of ice cream.
Uh-huh.
I do not believe that chocolate and vanilla are opposites because you
Mm.
need vanilla to make chocolate.
Oh.
So what is the opposite of chocolate and vanilla respectively?
We're only talking about ice cream, right?
Yes.
I was thinking cake.
Well, because
Oh.
I hate to disagree with you, but I was just watching an Alton Brown goodie. It's all about chocolate, and you do not, in fact, need vanilla to make chocolate. Like, yeah.
I think that vanilla and chocolate are in the same category, which is why I personally don't think that they're opposites because they are the classic flavors.
Mm-hmm.
In the grand scheme of like if ice cream could give you a feeling of
Mhm.
excitedness, chocolate and vanilla are in the same bubble.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, like you get over to like we had like avocado chocolate at one point, and like that is like a sidestep of the bubble. So I think the most opposite of chocolate and vanilla has got to be like Monster ice cream. Have you ever seen that? Or Superman ice cream, where it's all
Mhm.
fruit.
Oh.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
like a fruity thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I would also offer maybe coffee as the opposite of chocolate. Chocolate's
Oh,
like,
I'd say coffee is the opposite of vanilla.
oh,
I
okay.
could agree with that. Because
Okay.
you can use coffee to elevate the flavor of chocolate. You can
Yeah.
also use vanilla extract to elevate the flavor of chocolate, but you wouldn't use vanilla to amplify the flavor of coffee or coffee to amplify the flavor of vanilla. They would
Mm.
clash.
Well,
Well, they go together. They're complementary. I don't think that they're clashing per se. They're complementary, but I think they might be on opposite sides of the spectrum.
it's like French vanilla creamer in your coffee is like classic.
I'd like to make an assertion about
Sure.
cake.
Mhm.
That I don't think chocolate cake tastes like chocolate.
Okay.
Keep going.
What do you? Okay.
Just the cake itself, not the icing, but the cake. If you closed your eyes, I'm not sure you'd be able to tell the difference.
Well, red velvet and chocolate are the same cake. So I can.
That's
I
what
see
I
where you're
heard.
coming
I didn't know that.
Do you know the origins of red velvet, though?
Tell me more.
The Great Depression, because sugar was rationed and less available, so you'd use beets to sweeten things, which is why red velvet cake exists.
Oh.
It's beet flavored cake.
I feel like there's a lot of things nowadays that are a result of our depression in the earlier
Yeah.
1900s. And honestly, my depression in the late 1900s when I was born was pretty bad as well.
Yeah, that's having ripple effects through time.
Speaking of ripple, fudge ripple. Is that chocolate or is it vanilla? Because it's got both. Right?
Vanilla.
It's
Vanilla?
vanilla with chocolate
It's
accents.
vanilla base.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd
Okay,
go based on the base.
Okay. Fair enough.
I do
Mhm.
think, hands down, best ice cream is just like a classic vanilla with a bunch of crushed up Oreos in it. Sorry, I think it's delicious.
I
So we're
love
talking like
Oreos.
Blizzard or McFlurry.
Yeah. But even I go so far as like I have a little doodad of Ben and Jerry's. That's the milk and cookies in the fridge right now.
Like cookies and cream.
Milk.
You'd say cookies and cream is the best flavor, or no?
I think vanilla ice cream with Oreos. Now
Mhm.
that comes in many varieties.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But soft serve or hard ice cream for that kind of combination.
I think you can't go wrong with either. I think either is a good choice.
I think soft serve vanilla is much better than hard vanilla, but either on the other side, I think that hard chocolate ice cream is better than soft chocolate ice cream.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes, you get more of a chocolate punch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's harder.
Yeah, this is getting me creamy.
Don't pussyfoot with my chocolate.
I won't.
Can we stop the show and go get ice cream?
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
Get out of here. Guys, there's a what is it in it's in the same shopping center as the Weiss, and it's like Italian ice. Is it Rita's?
Rita's.
There's one in
Mhm.
Chicago
It's the
now.
custard.
Oh.
Yay!
Did you go for
Custard.
free
I
whatever
haven't
day?
yet. I keep passing by it because it's on my route that I do my errands on Saturday mornings, and I go ooh every time. Like, hey.
We love some Ritas. Oh man.
Put my snickers together.
Gelato.
When we were in Philadelphia casting for the fair, we did lunch at a Cava one day, but across the street from the Cava was a gelato place. And like everyone working in it was an Italian immigrant, and it
Nice.
was the best gelato.
Obviously. I've
But
been
is
to.
gelato better than ice cream?
Oh.
Yes.
Depends.
Yes.
It has more, I believe it has more fat and therefore more flavor. So yes.
Well,
It's okay.
it depends.
If we're comparing, they're two different things. I'm imagining, so just so you know what's happening in my mind, I'm imagining just gelato versus like a pint with a bunch of shit in it. Not literal shit, but bits. You know, I love bits, as many bits as possible in ice cream. But if we're just comparing straight ice cream with straight gelato, absolutely gelato.
Yeah.
You can get gelato with bits in it.
Well, like Talenti,
But it's not the true way.
That's true. Exactly. I think gelato should just be gelato.
The gelato shop in Philly, they had a variety of things with different bits in them.
Of course, Philly would do that. So
yeah.
Sorry,
I don't want to brag about my summer abroad, but I was in Florence at one point, and Venice and Rome. And I would just like to say the gelato over there is not filled with. Actually, that's not true. I don't remember because I got chocolate every time because I love chocolate. So there could have been bits. I think the
I think
gelato.
there's not bits. It's mostly just gelato.
They keep it very basic over there because they know that, well, first of all, it's a tourist trap where I was, so they know that you're going to pay out the wazoo for no bits.
I will.
So why
No
put them in
bits.
there for no
Up
bits?
the wazoo, no bits. You
It's
know
like
what else
shaving a
has
haircut,
no
2 bits, but no.
The IT crowd.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Improv Technology. That's us. We're doing a show. My name is Jeff Wolfthal. I am your host, and tonight I am joined by 3 absolute goddesses of improv. Introducing the first one to you, just too sweet. It's Jules Schrader.
Hello.
Cute animal shaped. It's Katie Hope Noble.
Oh my god!
Yay.
What? I'm a soup pal.
And left in the microwave, it's Haley Carlson.
I'm still in here. Let me out. Help! Help!
We're here to do some improv for you tonight. What that means is that everything that happens from this point forward is being made up off the top of our heads and pulled out of the bottom of our buttholes. And no one knows anything because everything that I do has been based on suggestions that we got from you all. Oh no, they're passing the butt stuff.
That's a voluntary human centipede. You just pass it.
I look forward to getting that on my resume.
Oh, that's funny.
That was great. If you want to fund the voluntary human centipede, we have our Venmo open all night. That gets
We need
distributed
surgery to
amongst
connect
the
us.
people that are performing tonight.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah, please do. It's funny.
That's
you imagine?
tonight's t-shirt.
God, I
Improv
can't wait to
Technology,
be
a
connected.
voluntary human centipede.
That's a really good t-shirt.
Mhm.
That's what a
I mean-
thwart is. Is it not?
Does your shirt say "Eat Girls"?
It does.
Mm.
Honestly,
Where'd you get that
voluntary
shirt,
human
Jules?
centipede. I got it from my husband, Jeff Wolfthal.
I know him.
He got it from somewhere
Lexington,
in
Kentucky.
There you go. Mhm.
Girls burritos in Lexington, Kentucky.
Listen, just a little Cincinnati. That's what it is.
Katie loves to say that, and I love when Katie says it.
Little
great.
Cincinnati.
Speaking of Cincinnati, our first game, we're going to play a game called I Like My Partners. This is a game where they're going to fill in that age-old aphorism, I like my partners like I like my blank, and then explain why they like their partners like that. I swear it's funnier when they do it. So, we'll start off, I like my partners like I like my planetarium.
I like my partners like I like my planetarium. I lay on my back while I watch them.
I like my partners like I like planetariums. There's a live show every 30 minutes.
I like my partners like I like my planetariums. There's narration.
Enter
I like
me.
my partners like I like my planetarium, looking right into my black hole.
Next one. I like my partners like I like my AirPods.
I have to go back to the space one.
You're not done, Jeff.
Yeah, Haley.
Go ahead,
I
Haley.
like my partners like no, my partner. What I'm with my partners like I'm at the planetarium. God, Uranus looks big from here.
Yeah.
Thank you. That is enough.
That was a good one.
No, that was very good. So I like my partners like I like my AirPods now. Jules?
I like my partners like I like my AirPods. One's in my ear, the other is lost. Get kinky.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like my partner like I like my AirPods, and I'd like to preface with I don't do this, but I have thought about it. They stick a little part of them in there to just wiggle around.
Ah!
I'm like, gonna be covered in earwax, so I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, I forgot.
I saw
I like
your
my
hand.
partners like I like my AirPods. I have the knockoff version.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, next one. I like my partners like I like my jewelry.
I like my partners like I like my jewelry, handpicked by my mother.
Shit, I like my partner like I like my jewelry, handed down for generation and generation.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like on the opposite side. I like my partners like I like my jewelry, cheap and on sale.
Mm.
I like my partner like I like my jewelry. Choker.
Hey. And last one. I like my partners like I like my cars.
Why am I still up here?
Cars?
I like my partners like I like my cars with an extra back tire. And a little junk in the trunk.
Ooh, it's a twofer.
Wait, but I have a very small butt.
I know there's a joke here.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
Jules?
I like my partner like I like my tire. You know how some cars have lug nuts?
I'd argue
I guess all of them
cars
would.
have nuts.
I like my partners like I like my cars with honkers.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
where we're gonna end the game.
I was trying to do something like Audi. Like
Oh.
Audi this world. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was thinking sexual.
There it is.
Mercedes nuts.
Hey!
My youngest nephew is 9
Where is this
and
going?
obsessed with D's nuts jokes.
As one should be.
I'm
Yeah.
amazed that these nuts is still in the lexicon. Like it's relevant still.
It's
Oh,
very
Well, I feel
much.
like it's crossed over into being vintage now.
Yeah, it's like
You know what I
ironic.
mean?
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
haven't had a good like dick joke to kick around in a while, so I think people are still stuck on these nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Like when
that,
another
that's
one
what
comes
she
out-
said has fallen out of style,
Yes.
but D's
Yeah.
nuts has
Mhm.
come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's the resurgence of these nuts.
Yeah. That's nuts.
That's these nuts? That's
That's
nuts.
nuts.
That's nuts.
That's
It's
nuts.
the, it's the German
Das
rebrand.
nuts.
Das nuts.
We're funny tonight.
You guys are. Good job.
Thank you.
If you agree, Venmo us at the IT Crowd.
These nuts.
Debbie Willis Hamlin, you are so right. As long as there are middle school boys,
Yeah.
those sayings will always exist.
Yeah.
Because there'll be
Very
some uncle that's like, this kid has never been D's nutted before.
Yeah.
Like, I got him. I got this kid.
You'll never forget your first D's nuts.
No.
No,
No. It's a rite of passage.
that's
It's almost it's a better, in my opinion, it's better than interrupting cow because you still get that kind of shock.
I don't know if anything is
God.
better than an American cow.
That was my favorite joke when I was a kid.
Same.
I
was like,
Okay.
this is the height of fucking comedy right here. Oops.
well, because
My
it would escalate. It would just escalate from like everything, like interrupting, slap in the face, interrupting water all over you, like it would just keep going. We would get really like interrupting, like, I don't know, interrupting teabag your, I don't know, fuck. It was just like my middle school was ridiculous. It was awful.
I lived in a small town. I'm sheltered.
At least she's not saying that it's because she didn't have cable. Sorry.
No, it's probably
No, I had all the cable.
Yeah, that's why you guys were ruthless because of that. No one in my town had cable.
It hadn't made it that far yet.
It's like Footloose, but
Cable was outlawed in my
This town of 10,000 people has never heard of SpongeBob.
SpongeBob outlawed.
Until one Kevin Bacon like kid comes in.
It's like,
Honestly, I think Kevin Bacon missed an opportunity to be the like proponent for dance programs in schools.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They really could have run with that. Instead they did Dare.
Yeah, weird choice.
Yeah.
There's no drugs when you're in dance. That's not true.
Dance
There's a lot of drugs when you're in dance. I've seen Center Stage.
I haven't.
Neither have I.
Speaking of things I haven't seen, YouTube channels. That's our next game.
You're killing me with
so
these
we're going to play
segues.
YouTube channels. What was that, Jules?
I said, you're killing me with these segues. They're like jump scares to me. I'm not used to it.
These segues are like jump scares.
You did that with the theme song, and I went, ah! I don't know if you heard me.
When the theme song plays, no one can hear you scream.
Unless you turn on your mic.
Okay, so when I'm not on my phone today, I'm on my laptop, but when I do the show from my iPhone, it does not automatically turn off my mic. So then I'm like, burp, fart, open a can, eat some chips.
It's the chips that I like. The crinkle.
But let's do some YouTube channels. So the way this game is going to go, each of these three are going to be assigned a different YouTube channel that they are going to have to personify. And I, as I am wont to do during my workday, will just kind of surf through them. So, Jules. Your YouTube channel, and you're free to interpret this however you want to. Scooby-Doo Mosh Pit.
Katie's loving it.
I just wish Jake Daly could be here because I feel like he would be the one to appreciate that the most.
Yes. Katie. Timon and Pumbaa spelunking. And Haley. Fran Drescher visits New Jersey malls.
Okay.
So I'm going to give them a little bit to get ready. Whatever that looks like. But all of these suggestions that I'm giving them for this game and all the games that we do tonight came from you, our incredible audience. You commented during our suggestion post during the week, and we have taken those suggestions and made them into the stuff that I make them do. You basically get to aid in the torture of fellow human beings and then be entertained by said torture. There is no reason not to do it. So I'm going to go away. They're going to come in one at a time. And let's see what's on YouTube today.
Rah, 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 rah. Bring on the opener! Rah, 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 rah. Ah! Oh, God. You totally wrecked my beer! You gotta give me another one!
Pumbaa! Are you down there? Oh, I've hated trying to escape Florida since I can't dress and drag and do the hula anymore. I didn't think about your little cloven hooves climbing up this rock. Climbing down the rock. I'm in a wet cave. Pumbaa, buddy, are you down there? I've got the GoPro on. I think we're gonna make something magic happen here. I think it's gonna be darling. I think it's gonna be fantastic. But Pumbaa, you've got to let me know. Are you down there? Are you down there, Pumbaa? Maybe you'll come up here. We didn't switch us to the next channel.
Hi, welcome to Get Dressed with Fran Drescher. You might know me from my show, The Nanny. You might also confuse me with the person who's not me on Friends, who has that laugh. Don't be like me and be confused. I'm different. Today, we're going to be talking about my favorite place in the world, New Jersey malls. Come with me to Claire's.
Yeah. Yeah, you come here often? Oh, I solve mysteries for a living. Do you like mysteries? No? Oh, well, there's a mystery here. What's your number? No? All right, well, whatever.
Yes, Timon, I'm down here. And I'm awfully nervous. You've put me around a loop. It's just the same voice. You put me in a loop and you're pulling me up, but I don't think that warthogs should be in caves. I don't know about you, but tell those kids on YouTube to Venmo us at the IT crowd if they don't want to see a warthog in a cave anymore. Why? When I was a young warthog.
Ah, Chandler Bing, look at you. Oh, wait. Oh my God. No, who the hell was that? Oh my God. That's not right?
His voice.
Oh my God.
And that's the game.
What's wrong with the, I couldn't
Good
get
job,
it right.
Jules. Good job.
No, that was
The laugh was
Okay.
right.
I spilled my whole beer. Poor Clementine is like, what the fuck, Mom?
Oh, you spilled your beer?
Huh?
Did you say you spilled your beer?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's how good of an improviser she is. She took the truth.
I am committed.
What? Thank you, Debbie. That's right. It's God.
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 Oh my God.
Mhm.
Oh my
That
God.
was it.
What
Oh.
would I do without you?
God.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Dialect
God.
coach. That's
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
For a long time, I did think those were the same person.
Which
Honestly?
person on Friends?
Janice.
Janice.
Janice, the annoying girlfriend that Chandler always seems to hook up with.
And she goes like,
Hmm.
that's how
Such
she
a
laughs.
laugh. Oh my
I will
God.
have to look up who
A little
this
more like that.
Janice is.
She's
You don't have
sensual.
to. Honestly,
She looks like a knockoff.
honestly, Haley did. Yeah, I think that was the intention.
Yeah.
You think? I guess, yeah. Yeah, they probably, when they were searching for her, they were like a Fran Drescher type.
Probably.
Mhm.
Wow.
But I think they should have ended up in the series. I watched all of Friends. I think Chandler and that woman deserved each other. So.
Josh, no, that isn't Fran. That's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not Fran
Yeah.
Dresser.
Very
No.
Simone.
If it is, I was gonna say it's before she had a nose job, but
Not a nose job.
Air her dirty secrets like that. Only you knew that.
Only you can prevent terrible gossip.
But why would we?
what's the juiciest piece of gossip you heard?
I can't tell you here.
Oh, dang.
Me?
Mine was the juiciest piece that I heard today was that we might switch our in-office days from Tuesdays to Wednesdays.
Juicy.
Whoa.
Oh.
Why the change?
I think just to spice it up. I think people got bored.
There is nothing spicier than trading Tuesdays for Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's a different vibe of Wednesdays, I gotta say. Tuesdays are boring, Wednesdays are in.
Wednesdays in. Tuesdays out.
Out.
Out. Tuesday
You know what
was
else is
yesterday.
out?
What, Jeff?
Me.
Some 2-line vocabulary.
All right.
So this game, Haley is going to be a normal person who can say whatever she wants. It's acting, friends.
And she's very good at it.
So
So
good.
good. Is that a cigarette, Katie?
No,
Oh,
it's a
never mind.
package.
I would not be surprised if Katie had a long cigarette holder just for shits and gigs.
I'm gonna write that down for myself.
I have one you can try out, Katie. See if it fits the vibe.
Shits and cigs.
Mhm.
Oh!
Hey!
But don't, because it's bad for you. Please don't.
We
Sure.
should have
Candy
you on the
sticks.
show more often.
Yeah, you're funny.
Okay.
Great. It's established. I'm normal.
Right.
No.
Haley is normal. Katie and Jules can only speak in the same 2 lines over and over again.
Oh my
So-
God.
Katie,
Mm,
your lines are I could be down
I could be down. Okay.
and sorry I fell asleep.
I could be down. Sorry, I fell asleep.
Correct.
Okay.
Jules, your 2 lines, that's us. And I don't have anywhere to go from here.
Okay.
All
That's
right.
us. I don't have anywhere to go from here.
Exactly. So they're going to have to act out a whole scene where Katie and Jules can only speak in those respective lines. Haley can say whatever she wants. I'm going to go away. And the suggestion to get you all started comes from Rob Hine. Thank you, Rob. By the way, the lines came from Tori Marie Fraley-Hogg, Michael Russo, Ryan Frederick, and Dan Gualtieri. Thank you all.
Thank you.
But to get you started, you are stockbrokers.
I did not think a crash was going to happen today, but you know what happens to the best of us, right? We'll just get back up there.
I don't have anywhere to go from here.
I fell asleep.
Okay, so just a quick rundown. It did crash. I don't think it was your fault, though. It's sort of the market's bigger than us, so it's okay. It's okay.
That's us.
Yeah, that's us. We're the market, but the market's out of our control, like we always say, right?
I could be down.
Oh, yeah. So prices, they're plummeting a little further, but it's okay. We may still have jobs tomorrow, and if we don't, we have families who love us, right?
I don't have anywhere to go from here.
Yeah, I forgot Marcia left and took the house. Do you have somewhere to sleep? You can stay at my house if you need.
I don't
That's
have anywhere
okay.
to go.
I know, so you can come to my house. That's great.
From
Oh,
here?
did you just
Sorry, I fell asleep.
okay? It's all right. So I think if we could just stay awake, not
Maybe
break
down.
down into tears because our family left us.
Mhm.
Just
Mhm.
one of us is probably gonna
That's
get
us.
fired. Yeah, that's right. One of us is probably gonna get fired. So I
That's
just
us.
yeah, sort of. It's not a nose goes really situation. It's more
I
like
could be down.
yeah, you could be fired. You could be fired too. I also could, just because we were on the floor when it happened. You know, they're going to be looking for heads.
Well, I don't have anywhere to go from here.
Sorry, I was asleep.
Okay, I know you were. It's all right. You could find another job. I bet it would not look good on your resume. But I just want to know what I'm trying to say here is I hope it doesn't affect our friendship.
I could be down.
That's us.
Yeah,
And scene.
that was beautiful.
What a sweet ending.
There's some emotional intelligence coming from that improv character, Haley.
I started feeling for
know.
these capitalists.
Thanks, I've been practicing.
Honestly, big thing.
That's big. It's like, should we?
Big. That's us.
I mean, you two are about to move in together. Like,
I didn't
Wow.
think it was going to be long term, but who knows what it could turn into
Big
Infinite
step.
possibilities.
now that Marsha's gone.
and it's thanks to people like you that we have possibilities like this. If you want to Venmo us at the IT crowd,
Mhm.
we can continue making your dreams come true.
Capitalism.
Yeah, we call it PB Jeff. From viewers like you.
PB. I was like, are you talking about peanut butter Jeff flavored?
PBI Jeff.
It would just be little hairs.
So yeah, does Jeff
Peanut
taste
butter.
like peanut butter, or does the butter taste like Jeff? Is this Jeff butter?
Oh,
Peanut butter and Jeff butter. Is it sweeter? Is it?
and if you want us to never talk about Jeff Butter again, buy some of our merch at improvtechnology.threadless.com. Like these cool new mugs that are on the store that you can't see because of the glare. But it's us with the Brady Bunch.
Original art by Alexis Amarante.
Mm-hmm.
Hells yes.
That's me.
No.
Sure is.
That's
I see the
me.
resemblance.
That's me.
Yep.
The
glare?
Jeff Butter comes from when he shakes a jar of cream real hard and you just keep shaking it.
Oh no. Next game.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not.
This is the weirdest Amish invention I've ever heard of. And it's
Let's play the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Okay.
This is a game where these three are going to be answering advice questions that all of you submitted. Except Jules will always give you good advice.
True.
Katie will always give you bad advice.
Also true.
And Haley will always give you ugly advice.
I want a kiss.
Which is not a commentary on appearances, just a commentary on the quality of the advice.
Girls are kissing.
Girls are kissing. Our numbers just skyrocketed. Girls.
Oh, also observe the new format. Ooh, You guys are the ones who keep our StreamYard subscription up, so thank you.
It's true.
That's a sincere thank you.
Yeah,
this is a new feature that StreamYard has released where we're able to change the layout of our cameras and stuff.
That's pretty stinking cool.
Ooh, that's production value.
It is.
All right, so let's get started with these questions. Welcome to our symposium, everyone. We have 3 experts here to answer questions that you all have asked. So we will start with this first question from Michael Russo. Michael Russo wants to know, how can I avoid being audited by the IRS? We'll start with Peeps Magoo.
Yes, well, the IRS is really a company trying to do its job. So as long as you adhere to the guidelines within all of your financials and don't misrepresent your financial income or any of your expenses, the IRS will essentially leave you alone. So make sure you save all your receipts, make sure you're not taking any income that you're not documenting or paying your fair share. And the IRS is going to not only leave you alone, but also maybe give you a couple breaks in the future.
Thank you, Peeps. Meeps?
Thank you. Hi, my name is Meeps, and I, as you all know, have my doctorate in Phantom of the Opera lore. So I really think that we can look to Andrew Lloyd Webber's crowning masterpiece for some advice on this. Eric, aka the Phantom, never paid taxes because instead he lived in the basement of an opera house. So hear me out. You can't be audited if they can't find you. So find your local opera house, move down there. If you find a small child in need of singing lessons, help them out if you're able.
Thank you, Meeps. Miss IT Crowd 2023.
Thank you for having me. Similar to what Katie said.
Meeps?
Similar to what Eric said, because apparently the Phantom's name is fucking Eric?
Yeah.
That's bananas.
It doesn't make any sense.
We learn something new every day here.
Speaking of bananas, they can only audit people, but can they audit a bakery? You are a bakery now. Your hands, whisks. Your feet, whisks. Your mouth, a bowl. And you're going to find a couple bananas. Yeah, please keep demonstrating.
Mhm.
Good. Good. And you're beginning a production line with only your body as the vehicle. They try to come for you. They say, "Sir, we're auditing you." You say, "No, no. I'm a bakery." And you dribble a little bit of banana from wherever you wish. The end. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just realized that this is not a good movement to do on a line.
Katie licking her own tail.
Yes,
Viewership continues to increase.
it does. Get ready for that to be looped on TikTok somehow.
You know what? I'm happy about that. I finally get my recognition.
All right. Next question comes from Erin Gualtieri. And Erin would like to know, how do you get a cat and a dog to like each other?
If I may take this first.
Yes, please do.
My name is Peeps Magoo for a very good reason. Peeps is actually the name of a dog that I saved, and Magoo is the name of the cat that led this dog to me. And honestly, the best way for a dog and a cat to get along is that you introduce them when they're very young. So they're new to the world, and so socialization is really easy. So you first off, you have to make sure that they're used to each other's scents before you introduce them face to face, so that they know it's a familiar something. So get them on the either side of the door, they can sniff each other, and then after a couple of days of them getting used to it, you open the door and you kind of watch them, but like make sure that they are, being amicable to each other. And then honestly, it's the personality after that. So you kind of have to let everything go, but yeah, make sure that they're socialized first and then introduce them.
All right, thank you. Meeps?
Again, I think we should go back to Andrew Lloyd Webber's crowning achievement of Phantom of the Opera for advice on this one. Getting a cat and a dog to befriend each other is like getting like a 40-year-old man to teach a 16-year-old how to sing. There's a lot of difficulties, but it can be done. First thing you're going to want to do is hide one of them behind a mirror all the time and bark or meow, whichever one you choose to be behind the mirror, at the other to gaslight it into thinking that it's speaking to a spirit. And then you can further manipulate them into falling in love, so long as an attractive member of the other, like the species. So let's say in this, the cat is the Phantom and the dog is Christine. If you get another dog in there, it's all over, because that dog will teach the Christine dog that this isn't an okay situation.
Fascinating. Truly fascinating. Thank you. Finally.
Thank you for having me, Eric. You have two options: Munchausen's or Stockholm. I think Stockholm's the better choice. One of the dogs, you're gonna have to make him an abuser. I'm sorry, and I don't know how you'll finagle that. That's on you.
Hey, objection! I think my colleague here is just taking the Phantom of the Opera example.
We're playing objection later on. Overruled.
Right.
Fine.
Save it.
We'll do Munchausen.
Thank you.
The dog is going to tell the cat that the cat is very, very sick, and that the cat needs the dog to take care of it. And the cat's going to be confused. The cat's going to say, "I feel fine." And the dog's going to say, "No. Take these pills." And the cat will. And the cat will be like, "Maybe I don't feel so great," because the cat didn't need those pills. But the cat will trust the dog because the dog saved its life, right, Eric? And eventually that bond will be unbreakable. Thank you. Good evening and good night.
You're done now?
Yes.
I'm honestly surprised the dog was the one in charge. I'll be honest.
I questioned it as I kept going.
Honestly, you know what? You always need to assume that those stereotypes don't exist. There could be a dog that is more manipulative. Why do
All
we give the
cats
cat the
can be the mom.
manipulation?
Exactly.
What do you think Judith is doing to her parents? She's
She tells me I need the pills, and I trust her.
exactly.
She says it with such confidence.
Like, okay,
Take your
I
pills.
do feel bad, I guess.
Drink your juice, Haley. Drink your juice.
All right, we have one more question that
Okay.
I would like to pose to the group. Debbie Willis Hamlin would like to know, how do you make a perfect cup of coffee every time? Jules?
All right, perfect cup of coffee every time. It is very subjective, so you do need to do a lot of experimenting. The perfect cup of coffee, I think, is with good beans. So I know I do not speak for the Starbucks company, but I will say that their coffee is very over roasted to get the aromatics. But if you get good beans and you grind them yourself and you're able to put it into a drip coffee apparatus, Keurig is fine, regular coffee is fine. But if you want the actual like best experience, you want to get like a paper filter. You want to wet it first, put your grounds in, and then you want to bloom the grounds, which means you have like a small spout, and you go in a circular pattern from the outside in, and that blooms everything. It gets everything into the center to go down, and so then your drip coffee will have that, and then you can sweeten it however you like. I don't think that black coffee is better than sweetened coffee or coffee with cream or milk or whatever. That is subjective, but the perfect cup of coffee is through a drip apparatus with a paper filter. And I'll stand by that.
Wow.
All right. Thank you. Katie?
Well, I hear my colleague Peeps Magoo down there, but we've already established that you've moved to France to avoid taxes and you're living in the bottom of the opera house. So, using what you have in the bottom of the opera house, you've got street water, which is rain that has run over the cobblestones of the French streets, and you have some sort of grindy goo. So here's what you do. You take that grindy goo, you put a paper filter, you put it over a vessel, you take some hot street water, and you let it bloom. You do it until it blooms, and that brings everything to the middle. So you're getting all those rat droppings. So really, the process is the same, but don't be afraid to use what's on hand.
Thank you.
So true.
That's so interesting that you said that, Eric. Mine is lightly related. Have any of you ever heard of a voluntary human centipede?
I've only ever seen it written about.
No, I think you
Legends
can
has
imagine.
told.
Yeah, if you can just imagine that person, hand, mouth, person, butt, hand, mouth, butt, person, butt, mouth, hand. At the end of all that, cup. Not two girls, one cup. Just cup, one butt.
3 girls, 1 butt?
It depends how many are in. I guess if it's just us, then it's 3 girls,
Yeah.
1 cup, 1 perfect cup of coffee. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And that's the game.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done.
Wait, can we go back to that formation? Because Matthew Terrio said
Yes, that was such a good idea.
make like a face, but I'm going to take it another slightly other direction. So I'm going to put my eye here.
Yeah, and
And then Jeff, you put your nose there, and then
okay.
Jules will do the mouth.
Someone take a picture when we do it.
What? Is it beautiful, guys?
Someone take a picture. I have a feeling it looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure it
Thank you
did.
for
It was
indulging
pretty
me.
awesome.
I'm glad you did. I wanted to do that too. Oh, wow.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
Love it.
That was beautiful.
You know what else
That
is
is
beautiful?
the true human centipede.
Jules.
Jules.
What,
Yes.
Eric?
But
Eric.
do you know what else is beautiful?
What?
Crime.
The game Interrogation.
Oh.
Crime.
Crime is beautiful.
Crime.
So this is a game where someone has committed a crime. I believe it is Katie has committed a crime.
Yes.
So Katie is going to go away for a little bit because when Katie comes back in, Katie's going to have to figure out what she has done so she can confess to it.
What have you done?
So many things.
We'll find out. Bye.
Bye, Katie.
Haley and Jules, have to get Katie to confess to this crime, but they cannot outright tell her what she's done. They have to get Katie to guess what she has done. So, let's see here. The crime that Katie committed. Katie spoke to insects.
That is low of her.
Terrifying.
Vile.
Really
Truly
low.
vile.
Okay.
But it's not just the thing that she did, it's where she did it. She did it at Christmas Eve church service.
Oh,
Miss Eve church service.
Yep. And then finally, she had a surprising accomplice in this act.
Who was it?
The one and only RuPaul. And I'm as shocked as you are.
yeah, well,
So,
Yep, I have references.
Katie spoke to insects at Christmas Eve church service with RuPaul. Speaking to insects, that suggestion came from Michael Russo. Thank you, Michael. Christmas Eve church service came from Brianna Bloomer and roommate Nikki. Thank you, Brianna and Nikki. And then RuPaul came from Debbie Willis Hamlin. So thank you all for your suggestions. I'm going to go away. Going to bring Katie back in. You all have to get her to confess. Have fun.
I will.
I won't.
Hi,
all
come
right.
on in.
I don't want to talk without my lawyer here.
It's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, the Lord, they're on their way.
Okay.
Maybe just while we're waiting, we have a little conversation, right?
Yeah.
I
Just
can
a little
talk.
talking.
I like talking.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, like, how did they hear you? Did you get really, really small?
How did they hear me?
Yeah.
I Katie Hope Noble, am a very loud individual. It's difficult for somebody not to hear me. So regardless of what size, big, petite, itty bitty, miniature,
I'd say itty bitty.
itty
Yeah.
bitty, even as
Like-
itty bitty, I make a pretty loud noise.
Yeah, well, I know that your accomplice there could see with those giant glasses they have on all the time. But could you see them? Really?
Okay, real talk. I can't see anything without my glasses or contacts, but I trusted that my friend, who didn't do anything wrong, only allegedly, and their giant Coke bottle glasses, they could see me just fine.
I mean, Coke is a brand I get, but it's a little more square
Let's
than that.
go back to the crime, right? Sorry, no one did a crime. No one did a
I didn't do any
crime.
crimes.
Maybe a better question is, how did you not blow out their tiny little eardrums?
How did I not blow out their tiny little eardrums?
Yeah, and did you get dirt on your knees getting down there?
As a person who explores the underground caves of Chicago on the
Mm-hmm.
regular, I can tell you that those trolls know what's up.
Wow.
Those little
Okay,
worm
well,
trolls.
We're not talking about those guys. I mean, their neighborhood is down the lane, but like I mean, honestly, how it's an interesting, like, I know the culture is different with you having 2 legs and them having like 4 more.
Yeah.
And like I just don't understand how like down the lane those that had 6 more didn't hear what you were talking about.
Yeah, like, I mean, some even had 8. No, maybe they're not that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they generally
No,
have
definitely not that.
6.
I love bugs. And I would never do a thing to a spider.
I mean,
To an ant?
it wasn't just ants. There were other things there
I mean,
too.
Yeah.
All grubs.
Grubs. Wow, pulling out the G word. No, it's
Grubs, man.
be a little scientific about it.
Yeah.
I mean, insects do a lot for us,
Yeah.
but spiders do the most, and I would never do a thing to an arachnid. But I might do
Well,
something
good.
to a grubby, buggy insect.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Yeah.
we don't even know what you said
Seriously.
when you were down there moving your lips.
I have a special frequency which only the bugs can hear. And as I was preaching to the bugs the good word of Christ, I was preaching to the bugs
Yeah.
the good word of Christ.
You could simplify.
Yeah.
I mean, preaching to the bug
Well,
congregation.
Where did you get that?
It's Holy Week.
Well, we'll come back to that later.
Let's just say, all right, maybe there were words.
Yes.
My speech to the bugs.
Maybe is a conversation even.
I mean, back and forth.
My dialogue with the bugs.
You know how
I
you remember when silent movies went to not silent movies? What were they called?
listen. I have been accused of a lot of things, but talking to bugs and having an engaging conversation with a bug.
They say, write it down, buddy. Write it down.
Write it down.
I'll write it down, but I would never talk to a bug, an
Right.
insect.
I'm just saying that's not necessarily what we heard.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't hear a thing
A lot of-
because I was
Look,
talking.
there's a lot of
to
talk
those
going
bugs.
on.
Oh,
God, she's
I was
good.
not
No,
talking to those bugs.
She's good. She's good.
Mm.
All right. So you did talk about preaching, and I see
Mhm.
why.
The bugs are heathen sinners.
Well, and what an appropriate day. Well, I guess evening, rather. Appropriate evening to talk to them.
Yeah, like the
A lot of
North
people, their
Star.
first introduction to bug church is through the birth of little roly poly Jesus. So it was Christmas Eve,
Yeah, and you were at
the bug conference.
no, I mean there were crosses everywhere. There was
Yeah.
a man in a very funny hat.
Crosses everywhere and a man in a funny
Yeah.
hat.
I mean that was my take, but
I mean,
It is Holy Week. It is Holy Week.
mhm.
So I'm just saying the bugs need to know about the crucifixion of Christ.
Uh-huh.
yeah, well,
So yeah, it was a special day. Like the sermon was a little different.
and some people would accuse other people of only going on this special day, like they're not real Christians.
What are those called?
Unless,
Let's say go. I cannot expect that every insect knows to go to church on Easter.
You were
on
right the
Christmas?
first time. You were
oh
right.
yeah.
All right. You were talking about crosses and funny hats, and I was like, it's not okay.
Well,
to
it
call
seems
that
more, you were
24
saying
funny hat.
you were saying you were at a conference.
Mm-hmm.
You were.
There's no conference about this because you knew exactly what was happening there with the trees everywhere and the crosses with lights all around.
The special speech.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. My holy book tells me to go to the insect masses and gospel to them on Christmas Day. Christmas Eve? Midnight Mass? I've already said Christmas Eve.
Maybe a little less Catholic, non-denominational, perhaps.
Maybe midnight mass is good enough.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Right. Write it down vaguely.
Write it down, please.
Sorry.
Now, I cannot.
I know I was gonna say I got a little excited about this a little bit before.
I mean, they're famous, right? So.
So famous, like obsessed.
Yeah, I could reference things.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
Jennifer
just the
couldn't make it, so I had to get this guy.
No, the thing is,
Good.
I know you could reference this well.
Mhm.
So many seasons.
They've got like this whole other identity, and I'm just wondering,
Yeah.
were they in their casual identity with the big frame glasses, or were they like all done up in their
glammed
like?
out.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they're glammed out.
I mean,
Wait.
were there
Sorry.
challenges?
Say that again.
Were there challenges involved?
Many challenges.
Oh, I'm sure.
Maybe a runway, or
I mean, you guys just really were in sync.
yeah, you were working it. Maybe that's a thing.
Or
Timberly
did
Gunn
you
has
drag
something
them
to do.
out?
Who did you say?
Tim Gunn.
No, it's no.
I
Has
have a
nothing
feeling
to do.
you really dragged them into this because they wouldn't
Yeah.
have done this otherwise.
Trixie Mattel, the
Hmm,
drag queen,
not quite.
and her best friend Katya.
And well, there was probably a host of other people you could have chosen.
Mhm.
You know, Trixie and Katya were both busy, so I did get RuPaul.
Yeah.
Yeah, write it down.
RuPaul was there because how else am I supposed to talk to the bugs on Christmas Eve service
Yeah.
Yes.
without RuPaul?
That's right. Looks who needs their lawyer now, buddy.
Mhm. Buddy.
The words got caught.
The game.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I haven't played that in so long. I forgot. We're supposed to do like one at a time.
That's okay.
I was like, let's do them all.
Throw everything.
I mean,
God.
yeah, Christmas. It was technically Christmas church service.
Christmas
Yeah.
Eve church
Christmas
service.
Eve church
Christmas Eve
service.
church service, which you said at the very end, so I call it a win.
Yeah,
Sure.
I do too. Yeah.
You did it.
Haley, I genuinely thought you were making a joke with all of the crosses and the funny hat. And I was like, Easter, that's Christ's crucifixion. Like,
Who wore a funny hat? Him?
he had a crown of thorns. One, and
Oh, no.
I was like, that's a little in poor taste. That's not really a funny hat. It's kind of tragic, but
It's really terrible.
To be clear to the internet, that is not what I was saying.
well, I
Were
was
you saying like the Pope? Is that what you were
I
imagining?
was talking about the
oh, I see. You were talking about all the crosses, like in my
because you said a conference. I was like, it's not a conference room.
Mhm.
There's
Crosses everywhere.
crosses.
Which,
love it.
depending
I'm so
on the conference room that you're in.
Fair point. Maybe it was a conference. Wow.
Oh man. Well, you guys want to
Yeah.
finish this off. If this wasn't controversial enough, we can get even more controversial with our final game,
Oh no.
Objection.
Yeah.
Woof.
I'm gonna object
but
so
we
much.
got a treat for you. Show him,
We
Jeff.
sure do.
Come on, Jeff.
Wait, where is it?
Oh!
So we'll see
that.
how this plays with this game. I'm real excited.
Me
So
too.
2 minutes around the clock. I'm going to give them a topic to argue about at any point. They can object to the person that's speaking, and we'll see if we can sustain or overrule that objection. And the person who is in control when the timer runs out will be victorious. So, before I get to this, I'm so sorry. I received an image from our good friend Joe Germano.
Put it up.
Face.
It better be.
Yeah.
This is our child.
Brilliant. That's going to be used to
Our
solve this fight.
baby.
Oh,
What a beautiful baby we made, guys.
That's beautiful.
All right. Well,
We talked about holes, girls kissed, we made a baby.
Yeah.
What's happening on the show
these
tonight?
nuts.
These nuts?
Jeez.
These nuts are amazing.
You said these nuts?
These nuts.
Eyes nuts.
Vine nuts.
Nuts. Ew.
All right. The topic that you all will be arguing about comes to us from Joe Germano, just like that picture. Tom
Thanks,
Hanks.
What'd
We
you
will
say?
start. Tom Hanks. Clearly, Jules has opinions.
Clearly.
So, Jules, you will have control first. And begin.
Tom Hanks is probably one of the most notable actors of our time, and some will say that he is the last great movie star, a la the 50s, like classic movie star era. That he is the last one, that there are no more movie stars anymore that can carry a picture based on their name. Now, I think that that is absolutely true, except for the fact that there are Marvel movies now, because all of those actors now have the Marvel movies to back them up. So the clout that they have is now built in because of the Disney company. So I think that Tom Hanks is the last great movie star who can carry it all on his own without having that background. Because he does a range of things. So for instance, are you just waiting for the clock to run out and interject to this?
Objection.
All right, Haley.
I think even with the backing of a franchise, if they were to do something outside of the franchise, it wouldn't be enough to propel a movie.
Sustained. Haley has the floor.
Let's see if I actually believe this. Let's say Tom Hiddleston were to do a non-Marvel related movie. I do not think. No, let's choose someone more famous. Who's maybe Robert Downey Jr. Let's say Robert. I thought he was dead for a second. He's not. Robert Downey Jr.
Objection.
Very hard.
Yes,
Objection.
Katie.
I would like to argue that the Robert Downey Jr. pre-drugs and getting clean was not in the Marvel movies and still was a good enough actor to support his own career. So he was a movie star from the jump. It was not the backing of Marvel and the Avengers that made him a movie star. It resurrected his career 3 days later. But can you guys tell that I'm like, don't want to go to church? It's kind of eating me away and I'm projecting it out on all of you. I'm sorry. But like, that's what resurrected his career, and he could still have a career outside of those movies.
I will.
Objection.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
Jules.
No.
I was going to say objection because I think Robert Downey Jr. is the main reason that the Marvel franchise began. Wait, no, I think I'm agreeing with your point without agreeing.
Yes, so would that make him an equally as famous movie star as Tom Hanks?
Objection.
Haley.
If Tom Hanks was in the Sherlock movie, people would have seen it.
Oh, sustained. Haley has the floor.
Objection.
I haven't
Katie?
spoken, so you
I
can't
saw
object.
all of the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock ones. If you missed it, that's
Seconded.
on you. That's a good movie.
Seconded.
All right, Katie. Katie has the floor.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Robert Downey's interpretation of Sherlock and why I think.
Objection.
Yeah, Haley.
Robert Downey's his father.
Oh, sustained. Haley has the floor.
Here's how the junior thing works. The first one is just the name. And
Objection.
Yes, Jules.
If there is a junior, there must be a senior.
Objection.
Haley.
They're not a senior until they have a junior.
Objection.
Katie.
What about people who are the second and have a son or child or other thing and then name that the junior? They are now both the third and the junior because they are the youngest of all people named that.
What's your point?
Let's talk about Stanley Yelnats, right? So Stanley Yelnats, and then there's Stanley Yelnats the second, who was junior. So when
Objection!
Stanley Yelnats, oh, I'm not done. Stanley Yelnats the second had a child. Therefore, Stanley Yelnats the third became junior without there. So there's like senior, second, junior.
Objection.
Okay.
Jules.
You must choose a junior as your the thing that comes after not prefix, the affix. What is it called? The afterfix.
Suffix.
You must choose either to be a second or the junior because you can't be a senior and the first.
All right,
Legally,
I will
you have to
sustain
choose it.
Really?
Legally, you have to choose to be a first, a second, or a senior and a junior because if you plan to keep going with the name, you have to have a third. You can't have a senior, a junior, and a first, or a senior, a junior, and a first.
Damn it. I just wanted the timer to stop. I got nothing. Go back to Jules.
Overruled. Jules still has the floor.
Because legally, you have to decide on your name and the name change.
Haley.
What are laws?
Yeah.
Sustained.
What?
And Haley has the. And the time is up. Haley is the winner of this game.
How dare you? Oh, we're gonna talk about this in couples therapy.
Oh man, having us see the
How
clock.
could you,
Oh man.
We're like, whoa.
how could you sustain another woman's objection for
How could you sustain?
1 second?
He goes, I'm the host. I have to be impartial.
I have
No,
to.
he was
I'm
Gary
so sorry.
Seinfeld.
I thought you were Jimmy Stewart.
The last great movie star before Tom Hanks.
I'll throw a lasso around the timer.
Jules, I could have listened to you and your Tom Hanks story for the next
Yeah,
5
we were
minutes.
just genuinely interested.
I love Tom Hanks. There is something. Have you guys heard of blind items?
Yeah.
So blind items are these like anonymous internet things. Obviously, they're anonymous. You can't verify them, but there are like it's like dumb rumors on the internet. They're blind items, and essentially, like someone anonymously says, "Oh, this A-list actor is like really mean and like they cheat on their wives and blah blah blah." And a couple people have theorized that Tom Hanks has a couple of those, but like it got me started to thinking of like that bit where I think is it Chris Titus that has like the like asshole chips or asshole credits?
Yeah, douchebag credits.
Douchebag credits, where like Tom Hanks literally has 1,000 million of them. So like if he punched a nun, you would think to yourself, God, what did that nun do to piss off
Yeah.
Tom Hanks?
Good
Well,
point.
do you guys remember when somebody was like following his wife with a camera and he got grumpy at them?
No.
He literally just got grumpy at them. He was just like, leave my wife alone. Like they were coming, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like
And then what was
Yeah.
what was the reaction of society?
people were like, oh my God, he's mean. And then everybody who read it was like, no.
I don't think
No.
so.
For the
Oh, he's being a
douchebag
reasonable
credit.
human being.
Yeah.
That's Tom Hanks.
Mhm.
Like, don't fuck with Tom Hanks.
That's Tom Hanks, and you know what this is?
What?
The end of our show.
Oh,
I did like that one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jeff, you just
Uh,
cashed in all your douchebag credits with that one.
you know what?
Oh,
That's
man, they're
okay.
rolling
I didn't
chips.
have very many to begin with.
They roll over.
But
Like
thank
vacation
you,
days.
Haley, Katie, and Jules, for joining us on the show tonight. Thank you to everyone out there who watched and has stayed tuned in and all of that. Our Venmo is still open if you feel inclined to throw a little something our way. It's always appreciated. And yeah, that's
The IT crowd.
good night, everybody.